Kay. I'm a poet and a writer, and on this channel I like to do reactions to K-pop videos, specifically lyric reactions and breakdowns. My past few videos have been pre-recorded and pre-edited and pre-posted. I was on a trip and I got a cold and my voice is finally back. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm really hoping that I put enough makeup on and the light is good so you can't see like how raw my nose is. It's really hard to hide it, but if you can tell, it's because my nose has just been running nonstop for like a solid week. I've taken so many COVID tests. I'm negative, I'm fine. It's just a runny nose and it's been a real pain in the butt. I have heard the announcement and a couple of my videos have gone up since I heard the announcement, and I know it probably felt like I was just ignoring it, but I wasn't. They were just pre-recorded and pre-posted, and now I want to address it before I get to the rest of the videos because yeah, I heard about the hiatus, and I know like as fans we're not using the word hiatus, right? Like they're taking some time for themselves. This was always going to happen. Their army service is going to start. Like we know that's coming. We know it's happening for Jin and it's happening for Suga, and regardless of what the other boys do, like those two this time next year will pretty much be in the army. No matter what, that was always going to happen, and there have been other like conspiracy theories and things about it. I watched the whole video and they got so drunk and they were so like, I don't know, it was kind of heartwarming. Like obviously I wasn't gonna survive the part where RM starts crying, but he was also so drunk, and so like in retrospect just want to like give him a hug and pat him on the head. But I started crying there too, and I have so much respect for them. I found them exactly when I needed them, and I've had a solid year with BTS, like devouring their backlist and watching them grow and change and watching them go for dreams and watching them continue running forward. And it's been incredible. It's been amazing. It has changed so many of my perspectives on the world. It's been fantastic. Like ever since finding them, I've been so happy. They've given me so much and I really appreciate it, and I can't wait for their individual stuff. Like they have been this tight-knit group for so long. It's going to be really fun to see more of their different voices. Like it was great when the rappers put out their individual albums, and it's been great when some of the other members have put out individual songs. Like we're just going to get more of that. So there's nothing to be sad about because it's going to be all good things. Obviously, like, yeah, do I want to see like more massive production, big dance numbers? Do I want another Fake Love? Yes, obviously. I can't wait for that. They said that there's going to be choreography for Run BTS, which by the way, best song, oh my gosh. However, their 4 youth performances, because I've been watching those too, the Inkigayo one, oh my god. That song is beautiful. They have clearly been using all the time that they normally use for choreography to just like hone their voices, because their voices were the most stunning. Oh, so good. So good. All of the promotions for Proof have been phenomenal. They sound so good, you guys. They sound amazing. There are also a lot of things that they talked about. One of the main things, and I think the main thing for them was that up like through 2020, they lived together. They had lived in the same dorm together for all that time, and they were finally, they're letting us know they don't anymore. They finally live on their own. They finally live apart. And I think this was their way. I think it came across so like the group is breaking up, but it was a lot more, what they were actually saying was we don't live together 24/7 anymore. Like we're no longer, like we've grown up, I think is what they were really saying. We've grown up, but at the same time, we haven't been allowed to yet. And some of this is them, a lot of the announcement was them saying, please don't hate us for taking the time to grow up right now. And I think that's what they're gonna do. I feel so bad for RM. I think he clearly had been holding in a lot of like guilt and pressure that we don't even see the surface of that, I don't think. I think he's still like, this is the smallest glimpse that he can give, and it felt like he's been through a lot. He's been feeling a lot of like blame and guilt and pressure. He kind of let just a little of that slip, and I think it'll be good for him to get the chance to heal from that, because he is a phenomenal leader. And if that's not who he wants to be forever, that's totally fine. If he wants to be a different aspect of the group, that's totally okay. He's such a good lyricist and he's such a great leader. But if he wants to be something else, then that's totally fine. I think it's phenomenal that J-Hope is going to get to shine on stage, which is clearly where his heart is. He's so good on stage. I'm sure he's gonna kill Lollapalooza. Suga has been non-stop with his producing. Like, he's living the life he always dreamed of. Suga is living his best life and his fluffiest hair, and I want the hair to stay. The fluffy hair on him has been great. He's clearly so happy. Clearly, ever since getting his shoulder fixed, he has so much energy. If you noticed, he has tons of energy. Like, clearly that pain from his shoulder was so dragging him down that now he's just got like all this energy. Like, not being in pain is the biggest boost to your mood ever, and he is living it. Like, I'm so happy for Suga that he seems to be absolutely in his best life right now. For a while it's felt like Jin is really anticipating the army. He knows he's the first to go. He knows him going breaks up the dynamic of the group. He knows him going also could set him back at square one. Like, they mention, but we don't really always think about like how much harder Jin works to keep up with some of these very, very talented younger boys. He works so hard to make sure that his vocals are as good, that his dance keeps up, and he could fall behind having 2 years in the military. Like, I'm sure that's on his mind. I'm sure him not knowing what he'll be coming back to. As the first one who must go, it's got to be a lot. It's felt like he's felt some kind of pressure for a while, and I think once he sort of goes through it, once the things happen that are going to happen, I think Jin is going to also be a lot happier, and I think we're going to eventually see him really, really shine with what he wants to do. It'd be great if he goes into acting, and if that's not what he wants anymore, which sometimes it seems like maybe that was a younger man's dream and that's not what he wants, I would love to see him writing more songs, because really, if they're all like super tuna, that's fine, but his vocals are so beautiful, and oh, yours was beautiful, so I'd love to see him writing some more songs. Taehyung is definitely going to shine as an individual. He's probably going to be in some dramas, let's be honest. I really do hope when he eventually goes to the military that he and Jimin will go together, but who knows? I just think they're still so much each other's support in so many ways. He's definitely going to go into some kind of acting. I'm sure we're going to see some kind of acting from him, but also I cannot wait for his new album. You know he's my vocal bias. Cannot wait to see what he's going to put out. It is going to be phenomenal, I'm sure. His lyrics are always like, they just hit a different place, and I cannot wait. They definitely said that is coming. Jimin is working on an album, you guys. I've been saying, that boy also, his lyrics are so good. His writing is good, and he's put out such a small amount. I cannot wait for another album. And please, 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 let there be a duet between him and Taehyung on one of their 2 albums. I love their voices together so much. They're probably seeing each other every day anyway. They might as well do a duet for me personally. But I really can't wait to see, and to see what other colors. And I hope Jimin finds his way back into dancing just for fun, and that he's just dancing to enjoy it and not to feel any kind of pressure. And I hope he goes back into loving dance as an art form and going back into ballet, which he clearly loves so much. I really hope he gets the chance to really show who he is, and also to rediscover a lot of passion. And Jungkook he's almost a wild card about things. Like, he's already got so much potential for everything, but he's also so much always grown up as BTS. All of his potential has been like a part of BTS. It's all been a trickle down of BTS. Like, all of his opportunities have been because of it. It'll be interesting to see him take on the world on his own. He used to be such a shy kid, and he's gotten a lot of confidence, and he's so talented. Like, everyone's probably scrambling to do a collab with him, to be perfectly honest. Like, as soon as BTS announced, like, we're taking a little break for some solos, I'm sure his phone was going, or probably his manager's phone, was just going non-stop. The amount of people who definitely want to collab with him has to be insane. I'm sure tons of people are chucking songs in his direction, just hoping that he'd sing, because he's so talented. And it'd be interesting if he wants to get into acting. Again, he's such a shy child. It will be very interesting to see how much he's come out of his skin, how much he can handle those kinds of roles without the team to back him. It's going to be really interesting to see him get to shine as an individual, and I think he can. And I think we also shouldn't be surprised if it's a lot for him, because he is always, his adult life has been surrounded by these 6 other extremely talented, extremely supportive boys. So it'll be very exciting. Everything is exciting. I have gone on for like 12 minutes just talking about this and how excited I am. That was sort of my take on this announcement. Yeah, it's sad, but it's also like really, really a good thing. And regardless of their reasons that they said or the reasons that might be not said behind the scenes, like this isn't going to be the end of these 7 members. It's not going to be the end of the music industry. It's not even going to be the end of the company. Like the company will bounce back. BTS will be back. We're not losing everybody, okay? We're not losing the talent in this group. It's just getting filtered into different areas, and it's going to be really, really exciting to see. But what we're here for is reactions. So that was my reaction to that. RM mentioned something in the video that I just can't stop thinking about. And that was that Butter really overshadowed Life Goes On for him. And he said, he's like, I worked so hard on Life Goes On. And I just thought like, yeah, he did. And Life Goes On meant so much, I think, to ARMY in general. Like it so completely encapsulated how 2020 felt. Like it so perfectly fit that time. Like Dynamite was incredible that year, but Life Goes On was like, it just hit this exact chord that exactly demonstrated everything that was going on like in different people's emotions in the world. It just absolutely captured it so beautifully. And yeah, it did get overshadowed. I think part of that is it wasn't a performance song. I think one of the reasons Spring Day continues to come back is not only the perfect song in the entire world, but it also has a beautiful choreography. Life Goes On didn't have choreography, and some of that was probably because most of their promotion of it took place while Suga was getting his shoulder fixed and recovering from it. And so there's no dance, but they did so much work on it, and it's such a gorgeous song. And he's right, like this is the song that should be getting 1 billion views of the B album. Like it is so gorgeous, and I hope maybe we can get it to 500 million views. It's not that far. Like I know my channel's not that big, but maybe if we can kind of spread the word, and like for RM, if we can all watch it and like bump those views up, like for him to kind of let him know that we were listening to the end, because he mentioned it towards the end, and I think it would be a really good way for ARMY to let him know that we were listening. We did listen to the whole thing. We do understand him. And so I want to do Life Goes On today specifically for RM, but also because this is a great song, you guys. It really was the perfect song to come out right then. Like Dynamite captured me, it made me feel good, but Life Goes On was the story of what was going on. So here we go. We're gonna go over the lyrics. Sorry this video is gonna be extra long, but I just had to get all of my reaction off my chest. So here we go. Let's just jump on in. One day the world stopped without any warning. Spring didn't know to wait, which that was exactly how I felt about 2020. Like the cherry blossoms bloomed even without people being able to sit out, and so there was just these wide shots of these places that were so crowded normally that were empty, and it was just the cherry blossoms, and it was striking in a sad and a hopeful way at the same time. Streets erased of footprints. I lie here fallen to the ground, and time goes by on its own without a single apology. God, he's such a good lyric writer, honestly. It looks like rain again today. I'm soaked to the bone, which can be metaphorical or literal since it's gonna rain. But I can also just feel that kind of like deep coldness. It still won't stop. Running faster than that cloud of rain. And he talked about this in one of their interviews for it, and Jimin was just like, how does someone think of that? I agree, how does someone think of that? Where you just like see the edge of the cloud. And I've only done this one time, where it did it in a car rather than a bike, where you just barely stay in front of the edge of the rain as it's falling. Like, oh, that image is so good, but also that as like this metaphor for how it feels inside, like just barely staying ahead of the depression. He said, I thought that'd be enough. I guess I'm only human after all. Like, you can't outrun the rain forever. Not just running as fast as you can't outrun the rain. And you couldn't outrun the pandemic. It was everywhere. It was devastating. It still is devastating. We thought it would end quickly and it did not. I'm in a world of pain. This cold world gave to me prompts to press the dust-covered rewind. It prompts me to press the dust-covered rewind. So I'm thinking backwards. I'm thinking about the past. Dancing offbeat, lying on the ground. So this video is so cute. Once winter comes, let's exhale. And this, we still thought maybe it'd be over by then. There's still that hopefulness. A warmer breath. There's no end in sight. My feet refuse to move, but close your eyes for a moment and hold my hand. And let's run away to that future. Like, let's pretend like we can get out of this. Let's pretend like there is an end to this pandemic. Like an echo in the forest. And also that balance, I've talked about this in other videos, but that balance of English and Korean, where they're perfectly balancing out which line is which. And some of that is the idioms that are in English and the idioms that are in Korean, but also that you're equally meeting two different audiences. Like, hey, this is the same in both places, and I'm talking to both sides of the army, the English speaking and the Korean speaking. I'm talking to this wider audience. Nothing is a mistake with these boys. It's like an echo in the forest. The day will come back around as if nothing happened. Yeah, life goes on. Like an arrow in the blue sky. Another day flying by. On my pillow, on my table. Yeah, life goes on. Like this again. This very small, enclosed feeling to that chorus where you feel like you're inside the room, like on my pillow, on my table, like you're stuck in your bedroom. And the time is just going like an arrow in the blue sky, like just watching out the window. Life does go on though. He's talking about this very small thing and this very big thing at the same time, like watching the big sky and stuck in your room, but life goes on. And another day is gonna come and we're going to get past this. Let me tell you what this song Suga says. People say the world has changed, but thankfully between you and me, nothing's changed. I still love you the same. We're still friends. We're still, BTS to their army, but we're still also like two people who know and understand each other. Like, you and I haven't changed. We're still the same people, even if I can't see you, even if the world is different right now. Like, love is the same. With Annyeong, we start and finish the day. Like, we say good morning to each other, we say hi to each other. And let us thread tomorrow with today. Let's look forward to the future. Like, the world has stopped for now, but don't hide in the shadow. Once again, daylight will glow. Like things are gonna get better. Things can't stay the same forever. Things can't be bad forever. Don't hide in the darkness. Okay, and this is where the music video is so brilliant, because he's like, close your eyes, let's imagine this future, let's imagine this time that we're gonna be together again. And then he does it. They did such a good job. And this is the one that they did themselves, that with a very tiny, because they were quarantined together because they were still living together at this time, and very small staff. And Jungkook is directing the music video, you know. They did all of the steps themselves because, you know, it not only is a good learning opportunity, but also because there wasn't a lot of staff, there wasn't a lot of certainty. It was a good time for them to do it all themselves, because otherwise it probably wouldn't have gotten done. And they did such a good job with it. Like this moment. Good job, Jungkook. Maybe he should be doing some directing now. We'll see if he does. There's also just something really comforting about them, you know, looking right at the camera and being like, I remember how it used to be. I remember when things were good. I remember you. Like, I remember everything. Like, there's something really warm and comforting about that, especially in the face of so much uncertainty. Just be like, in the past and in some distant future, like, we'll see each other again. Things will be good. And I believe in that. And I remember what it was like. Like, there's a lot of reassurance in that. Yeah, life goes on. So what did you think about that? What do you think about the news? About the hiatus, let's put it in quotes. It's not really, I think Western media really did blow it out of proportion. They were doing their festa and let us know how things were, and things were, you know, things are changing. I like that they call it chapter 2. We're going to see a different side of them. You know, there's a lot of things they've done in the past, and now they're going to do something completely different. They're exploring new parts of themselves. And yeah, and what do you think of Life Goes On? Such a beautiful song. I really, if all of us could just give it an extra listen, like add it to your playlist if you're doing that, or just give it one extra little watch and listen, and just let RM know that we heard him and we love this song. I think that would be really extra special if we could just push this one a little bit further. So that's all for me today. I post videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Euphoria is coming up next. We're doing BTS for the rest of June, and then I'll be getting into some other things because I've watched Kingdom recently, so there are some things that have to be done because of that. I will talk to you again very soon. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I will be sure to do more. Usually they have less of me just talking at the beginning. Usually it's more reactions and more on the lyrics, but this one was a special case for a special time, for a special group. And yeah, I will talk to you again very soon. Bye!